What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Hope all is well. I want to talk more about this Jay Morrison situation. My thoughts and observations of Morrison and the Tulsa real estate fund. Because I remember, I'm just going to give you my immediate observations of him in the beginning. Because I've been following this from the beginning because I watched The Breakfast Club, occasionally World Star videos pop up and stuff like that. When I first heard about Jay Morrison, right, he wasn't talking about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. He was talking about real estate. And a lot of the stuff he was talking about, he was talking about good information. He was putting good information out there. He believed that people should purchase real estate. And I was like, okay, I that's what got my attention. I was like, okay, let me hear what the brother's talking about, right? Because I like to hear people out before I come to any kind of conclusion. So I like to sit back. I'm the observer. I like to sit back and observe people and situations, you know what I'm saying, and then make a educated judgment, based upon what I already know in my previous experiences and stuff like that. Like, I don't like to immediately downcast somebody without just properly just sitting back and listening to what they're saying, watching their moves and stuff. So I first saw him on it was a World Star video. He was in this Maybach or whatever, had a nice suit on in the Maybach and stuff. And then he was just saying, yeah, I'm just like you and this and that. And I used to be a drug dealer in New Jersey. And he mentioned Newark. That's what got my antennas up. I was like, what? So I started inquiring about around, I'll say, anybody know this guy? They was like, nah, because the area that he said that he was moving weight in, I asked around and nobody knew him or whatever. And also a lot of people from that era, they're either dead or they're in jail. But a lot of people are starting to come out. A lot of people that got 20 years back in the day, they starting to come home. And a lot of my peoples didn't know who this guy was. So I'm like, okay, that put my antennas up. I said, something's up here, right? Now, I just want to say this, right? These are just my opinions. I'm just one man with an opinion. And I'm going to say this because I'm going to give you my observations of him, because this should be a learning lesson. Like, you can't just get behind somebody and invest with somebody just because they're popular. You got to really look at their background and stuff like that. And so he talked about just being like the common man. He used to sell drugs. He's been to jail before. And I felt right then and there he was targeting a certain group of people. Okay, make no mistakes about it. I was like, okay, he's targeting a certain group of people. Then fast forward, he went on the Breakfast Club, because you notice a lot of these people, Umar Johnson, a lot of them, I'm not going to name everybody, they go on the Breakfast Club. They got some type of plug. I don't know if Charlemagne is the plug. I don't know, but he went on the Breakfast Club interview. And so I noticed that. And then I saw him again. And not saying that he wasn't spitting on real information, because he was. I give him that. He was talking some good information on the Breakfast Club. And then he went on the Vlad TV interview. He'd been on there a couple times, I believe. Then he started talking about this Tulsa real estate fund, like he want to buy back the block. And then he started talking about, the history of Tulsa. I felt like he was, in my opinion, now this is the way I feel. Don't take this as like face value, but I felt like he was trying to play on people's emotions. And a lot of these guys come around all the time. Every decade, you always have a couple of guys that come around, I could do this for you. I have this knowledge and all this type of stuff, invest with me. And then people feel triggered. There's certain things that get them triggered emotionally. And a lot of people feel like that he's solid because he was on Vlad and he was on the Breakfast Club. So they might think he's a solid dude. But I'm here to say you need to go look deeper into somebody's background first to make sure what they're saying is legit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of different types of people in the world. You know what I mean? You have to watch out for. You have some people that they look at others as opportunity. They look at you as a come up. Yeah, you have certain type of individuals out here that prey on people and look for people as a come up. These people always have an answer for everything, if you notice. And here's a red flag. Here's a red flag that I noticed. When you question them, they tend to block you. They tend to call you an agent. They say all different types of stuff. They call you a provocateur. No, I'm just having an opinion. He's a public figure and I'm just giving my opinion. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody does. It's just that I have a YouTube page and I like to talk about it. But see, I don't like for people to get taken advantage of, because for people out there that's not knowing certain things and not knowing what to look out for, they're easy prey for people. You know, they're come ups. You know, you got people out there that's always looking for a come up, and you're the come up. And like I said, when you question them, you question their motives, they call you an agent. That's a red flag right there. Okay, so if I'm an agent, prove it. What's your proof that I'm an agent? Just because that's just what you're going to say? That's a red flag. It's always a red flag when somebody can't be questioned. That's always a red flag, especially when they're taking money and collecting all different types of money, and they don't like people questioning them. And they quick to, downplay that person, call them an agent and a coon and all this type of stuff. That should always be a red flag. That should always be a red flag to watch that person closely. So fast forward, he has this Tulsa real estate fund. I looked into it. He crossed his T's and dotted all his I's. He never said that anything was guaranteed. He did offer an 8% payable dividend, but he didn't never say when it's going to get paid, and he didn't say specifically when, guaranteed when it's going to get paid, and he didn't say that. He didn't say anything was guaranteed. And also in a video, he has said that he has to tell his people, he has to be clear and let his people know that this is a high risk investment. He said this. So I've been watching them. A lot of people like that, you really got to watch them closely. They'll play on your emotions and call you king and queen and all that type of stuff. I don't care about the king and queen talk, man. Just, let me know, give me some information, and let me go do my own research. Because you don't need to invest with somebody to go buy back the block, quote unquote. You can go buy your own real estate. You can save your own money up and go take out your own mortgage. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. If you want to learn something about anything, it's all on the internet for you. But see, what people do is they look for saviors. Now a lot of people ain't talking about the pastors no more. Now we got these people come along. They're like replacing the pastors. Because, back in the day, I used to, look at these pastors. I'm like, there's churches on every corner it's messed up in this neighborhood, and they're sitting here collecting money. And they sitting here talking down on their parishioners. And I'm like, this is a scam. I knew that early on, man. I learned that early on. I don't know specifics of my birth chart, but I always had a keen eye for con artists, for BS artists. I'm not going to say con artists, but people that just try to get over, you know what I'm saying? The holier than thou people, listen to me type people. All right, I'm gonna have to end this real quick. Y'all know how I am about bees. Got one lurking over here. Always keep a crooked eye out for the bees. Some people say jakes, but the bees and the jakes. Let me stop. But I just want to say to people, man, when people come along, they talk a good game and they sound like they legit, always do your research, man. Don't let these people play on your emotions, man. Just do your research. You feel me? Just do your research on these people, man, because a lot of people, somebody has sent me a message saying that, 98% of the people are still staying with the Tulsa real estate fund. That's what somebody sent me. I was like, I don't care. They're like, that's cool. I'm like, congratulations for them. I'm not getting into it. I'm just giving my opinions and my observations on this guy. He blocked me on Instagram For what? I don't know. I'm just giving my opinions. I don't know him from a can of paint, but I'm just listening to what he say, and I go do my research, and I just say something don't sound right. That's just what I want to say on it. If I'm just telling you, got to be careful out here. And the same thing happened with Umar Johnson. I seen this dude coming a mile away, Umar Johnson. He's still asking for donations. And let me just say this. How are you going to fund a school just off Cash App donations? Did that make sense to you? You sitting here trying to raise millions of dollars on Cash App and trying to get people to send in money orders? Why don't he go take out a rehab loan and get this school started? Why don't he do that? But I mean, think about it. It don't make sense. You sitting here are you trying to fund a school, or are you trying to fund your lifestyle, Umar? You know what I'm saying? You need to take a page out of J. Mr. Real Estate book. See, one thing I give J. Mr. Real Estate, he put together a cold plan. You know what I'm saying? They said he allegedly raised around $60 million. That's cold, baby. That's cold. But when you read the paperwork, he got it all spelled out for you. Just some people didn't read the fine print. That's all it was, But anyway, that's my opinion for today. And I'm going to have more opinions. And I'm just one man with an opinion, man. That's it. But just be careful out here, man. There's always people out here looking for you as a come up. I'm not saying that's what Jay did, but you know what I'm saying? My antennas was raised up on this dude a long time ago. Trying to play on certain people's emotions. Yeah, I used to sell drugs. I used to do this. So what? So what used to sell drugs? That ain't nothing to be proud of, even though he said he wasn't proud of it. But why would I want to invest in a person that's trying to play on my emotions like that? Money is hard to come by sometime, man. We're in a recession right now, man. You got to guard your finances from these people, man. So that's all I got to say right now. What say you? Peace.